Hello, welcome back to Otter Pop Culture, and today we're going over a band called Tennis and their fifth album called Swimmer. So, I have been a loose fan of them. I listen to a lot of their songs randomly, especially with Spotify, like radio kind of pop up, and they pretty much a lot of their songs has a lot to do with it's completely up my alley of sound I really like. And I stumbled upon their album, the 2014 album called Ritual and Repeat, and I really, really like it. I really thought it was really nice. I was like, okay, I need to follow these people. So I did. So I followed them. I listened to a lot of their singles and their actual albums. But this one on itself was already climbing to be something great. I loved their singles that they had coming out. So like, Runner was the first one, and then it became Need Your Love. And that was it. It was pretty much all you needed. Two singles before going into this album, and I really, really like it. So I'm going to go through each song and talk about what I learned about it, because the best thing about it is that there's two people. They're a married couple. They've been married for 10 years, and this whole album is pretty much the tour of their darkest times in their lives. But it's not a dark album. Was very in the face of being obvious what they wanted to show to people. It's not a dark album. It's just dark phases of times in their lives. And this is I hope I pronounced her name right. Elena and Patrick. So those are two people that are only in this band. It's just those two writing and everything. So let's get into it. The first song is I'll Hunt You. I thought it was a really nice beginning. Apparently this was the last song that they wrote for the album, and they liked it so much it became the first song of the opening of the album. This album also marks their 10-year anniversary. And also I love their hit her. I'm completely summing all over the place. Her falsetto at the very end, it was really, really nice. I think she has a great voice anyway. She reminds me of how natural and how like honey-like her voice is. It reminds me a lot of Carpenter's. She just has that type of voice. So just like it immediately pulls you in just from the sound and the tone of it, and then it pulls you even further with her harmonies, her vocals, her range. It's really, really nice. There's no belting. There's obviously no belting, but you don't always need that to have a great voice. And I think that she definitely shows that. And I think her voice is just intriguing in the best way, and I love it. You get a lot of that vocal into that, and then we move on to the second song, which is Need Your Love, my favorite song off the album completely. I listen to this song repeatedly. I love the complete switch up. The da da da. It goes like that, and then over time, when you go to the pre-chorus, it kind of slows down into the then that kind of sound, and I love it. And then it finds its way back to the faster tempo of it, and I think that's really nice. One of the top, this song pretty much talks about a need to not really needing this person's love and all these things that happening with it, and just like there's more. One of the quotes I love is that she says, "Baby got more poison than sugar," and I think it's kind of pretty much describes the whole song. And I love the part where she's like, "I need your love like I need a bolt of lightning from the sky above." It's completely playful. It's really nice. I really like it. Number 3 is How to Forgive. So this is a really good song. Apparently it's also my favorite song. One of my favorite songs. It was a palate cleanser from Need Your Love. She wanted to kind of clean it off and kind of start off with more of a loving direction. And I think this one, it pretty much says that. And the song pretty much says, the song is, as she said, the song is a reminder to her that it takes work to stay angry. And she also wanted to give you a little Madonna vibe to it. And so I really like that. It's another level of what's going on. I think it's completely common inside of the relationship, especially I can't even imagine how many times it happened in a 10-year relationship, marriage as that is. But it's pretty much that. It's just like she says, it's like it's easy. It's harder to stay angry than it is to like just forgive and move on. Forgives takes less out of you than anger does. Moving to number 4, which is Runner. This is a very interesting song. It took me a while to kind of break down what it means. I'm gonna look up more research on it. But what I got was that I got pieces. I should say I got pieces of it. I know that they both lean into the kind of biblical, like, metaphors, I feel like, and so I feel like this one really leans further into it. One of the quotes I really like is your manna is only a famine, which according to her means that what she's saying is that what is nurturing to one can leave the next person hungry / unfulfilled. And I think that, and also there's a lot of leaning into the story of a I'm not really into the Bible. I don't really know that much about it. Never heard of it. But it's in one of the Genesis stories with having to do with the person called Lot and his wife. I feel like I lightly remember this. Like, I feel like you get Bible quotes all over the place and you kind of learn more. And I feel like this was the one I think I remember was that she could leave the city or something like that, but if she turned around while the city was burning, she would turn to salt or something like that, and she does it or something like that. But still breaking down exactly what this means in that direction, but I really do like it. It's literally one of my favorite songs. Number 5 is Echoes. This was a very, very sad moment, but it was very beautiful how they've written this down. So pretty much this describes the day that Elena fainted from a flu and then had to get hospitalized because of it. And it was in the middle of their tour. They're going to go to Detroit and they kind of had to cancel it. And she had like a seizure in the middle of her being unconscious. And Patrick thought she was going to die. She thought she was going to die. And it was all these kind of things. It was very intense. And even not knowing the actual, like, hearing the description of the story, one, and then hearing the song kind of describe it, it's heavy. It's in a beautiful, heavy way, and I love the echo. I love the guitar. That was really nice. Number 6 is Swimmer. This one is pretty much talks about the day that they scattered Patrick's father's ashes into the sea. And one of the things that she pointed out was just like there's very contrast to feeling of what they're feeling at that moment compared to people in the ocean having a great time and swimming around and laughing and fun and having a good time. And one thing that she did point out, which is also a quote inside the lyric inside the song, is I take up swimming for the patriarch. And I think that what she described this as is it for some reason made her think that she could honor his memory by learning how to swim due to the fact that she does not know how to swim and she has a fear of water. Number 7 is Tender as a Tomb. This is a love song. I didn't really get to break everything down. It's kind of straightforward. It's a love song. It's a beautiful love song. I love the tropical like guitar that goes with it. This guitar throughout the whole thing is insane. I love it. They're never the same thing, and I think that's a great thing, and it's very talented to have that kind of difference. Number 8 is Late Night. This one didn't really get a description, but I feel like it's pretty much, due to what I've looked at, it's pretty much an empowerment song about making your own moves, making your own actions, doing what you want to do with it, I think that is what she said, because she kind of mentioned Mary Magdalene and how she, like, when Jesus rose, she was like kissing his feet and at his feet and everything. And apparently the church, as she was the church thought that was the highest like thing that she could ever be, is to be like a Mary Magdalene, which definitely it sounds very degrading to me. But I think that also sounded degrading to her, because you're just like, is that my goal? Is that my goal to get to? Is just to be that? It's servant towards somebody or something like that. I don't know. It didn't feel nice to me. And in my millennial world and brain, I definitely feel a bit of just like, ugh, yeeks. Number 9 is Matrimony 2. This is the final song. this song was written for Patrick. It was pretty much talking about the whole thing about how their love and everything, and also the side note about how they wanted to get married, but they did the ceremony that they didn't want to do the ceremony entirely. They just wanted to sign the papers and move on. But apparently they did it as a concession to their conservative parents who wanted it to happen. So they gave into it and was like, fine, for them, we'll do it. Don't think it really matters. I think the love is still there, either or. So yeah, I really, really like this album. I think it's easily very short. 9 songs is pretty short to me, but I think this whole album it's the first album I come across I felt like does justice to be short but sweet and to the point and still artistic in the best way. I love it. I give it a 9 out of 10. I think it's a really, really beautiful album. I am thirsty for more every single time. I think it's a beautiful album. Please get into it. Check it out. It's really good. Leave a comment below. Tell me what you thought about the album or what you think about tennis in general. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, notification button, all the buttons, and I'll see you in the next video.